Hi, I'm Sarah Long. I'm the director of the North Suburban Library System and your host for What's New in Libraries. Today we have a wonderful show. It reminds me of a toy that I had when I was a child. It was a long tube, and in the end there was various glass. You put it up to your eye and turn the bottom in, and you could make a wonderful array of various pictures. It's called a kaleidoscope. And that's the kind of show we have for you today. First, we're going to the Palatine Public Library's World's Fair, where the many cultures and organizations in Palatine gathered at the library for The World Comes Together at the Palatine Public Library celebration. Next, we'll go to Waukegan to see how the community came together for the Art of Reading program for children. Children had the chance to read a book and interpret the book through art as part of the community's Dandelion Wine Festival. Have you seen the At Your Library brand? It's part of a 5-year campaign spearheaded by the American Library Association to make you more aware of what's taking place at the library. Genomes are really in the news today, and there's a project going on in the North Suburban Library System that you'll want to know more about. We're going to the Skokie Public Library to hear all about it. So stay with us.
Good morning. I'm Michael Mulholland, the Genome librarian here at the Yellowstone High School.
I'm a children's librarian here at Kids World. One of the more popular items we have available for loan here at our library is a travel kit. Let me tell you more about it. Travel kits are fun for the whole family, and children from age 3 to 11 will especially like the selection of games and stories. Each kit contains a road atlas, travel games, stories and music on cassette, and a selection of books. Best of all, we include a vacation logbook for you to keep. You can learn more about this and other services at your library.
The world came together recently at the Palatine Public Library. We'll join Dan Armstrong, the director.
Well, we're having our first annual World's Fair at the Palatine Public Library. And the reason we're doing it is because we've got a lot of new folks who've moved into our community from all over the world. We have people from Mexico, from Russia, from Poland, from India. And it's really exciting for our community, and we want to make these people feel welcome here. And plus we want other people in the community to be aware of these new cultures that we have, and that we have a much richer, diverse mixture of cultures than we did maybe 10 years ago. So this is our opportunity to celebrate the multicultural nature of Palatine, and also to just have fun.
Hi, my name is Lisa Peterson, and we're here at the Palatine Public Library at the cultural event, and there's just a great array of things that everyone is doing today. There's some wonderful food to try out, some performances, and right now my daughter Autumn is working on the origami project. So come on down and get a sneak peek at the bookmobile.
We've been doing multicultural outreach to various communities and having a lot of fun with it, and having small programs here and there, and we thought, gee, it'd be kind of fun to do something where we try and bring it all together. And that's where we came up with the phrase, the world comes together at the Palatine Public Library. And the idea was we do these multicultural programs, and a lot of times we'll have mostly folks from that particular culture attending a particular program, but we thought, well, let's do something broader and bring various cultures together, and hopefully we'll get a good mix and blend of everybody together at the same time.
We're here to celebrate the necessity of Palatine Township and to show people that township government has been around since the formation of Illinois back in the early 1800s. We've got some maps, brochures, and that lists all the services that the township provide, which are numerous. Stop on by and we'll be happy to talk to you and register you to vote if you need to be.
It has been quite a lot of work. We did call, again, because we wanted to do it as a community thing, we called up the organizations like the township, like the village, and said, you know, we're going to be doing this. Would you like to participate? Would you like to help us out and see? And everyone was really very excited about it, and were very willing to help us out in any way that they could to make this work.
What we do is we have a continuing education program that is held in the evening for adults 18 and over, and we have crafts and computer classes, financial classes, some sport classes. We also do a lot with English second language, and we do have classes at Palatine Library, and we go from very basic to the very advanced. It's a 12-week program, and it's free. It's twice a week, and we would love to get a lot of the non-English speaking people to join us in our classes.
Because it's fun, and I want to be here to eat the food, play the Moombas, and get my face painted. See?
Today, actually, what we're going to be having is we have here, over here on this side, we have our various organizations throughout the community. We have the township, a village, as well as the Girl Scouts, organizations that are key to this community. Next, over here, we have some multi-cultured craft, as well as face painters that we're going to be having today. We're going to be having some stories on our bookmobile. We have a moonwalk, as you can see over there, and also we have our stage with various performers, again, touching on the diversity of this community.
There's just a lot going on, and it's exciting when people realize this, and then they kind of say, wow, and it's all free too. It's all available for us here at the library.
Hi, I'm Sarah Long. I'm the director of the North Suburban Library System. This is the information age, and sometimes we all get overwhelmed and don't know where to go. It's so confusing. Who can you trust? Can that internet site be real? Well, at your library, there's a professional behind the reference desk, and this person can really help you understand what's accurate, what can be believed.
Librarians can help you sort out the answers because you are being bombarded with information from everywhere. If you come to your library, if you call into your library, you have trained staff who know all the resources, can make evaluations of the sources that they're using to give you an answer, and have lots of ideas. And you get experienced librarians who have done this for years, who immediately know where they can direct you for an answer if it's not within the library walls. It's a great value for your tax dollar. You should use it.
Find the telephone number of your local public library and put it by your telephone. Remember, you can meet your information needs at the library. Comedian Jack Benny and author Ray Bradbury are just two of Waukegan's favorite sons. Recently, the community came together for the Dandelion Wine Festival, named after one of Bradbury's works, and the kids had a ball.
Today, what we're doing is the Art of Reading. That program is part of our Dandelion Wine Festival. Today, it's focusing on the children. Tomorrow, it's focusing on families. Yes. Today, the teachers, we have reading teachers and art teachers that are working with the students. And what they're doing is taking a story, taking a poem, something from the written word, and turning it into a visual art project. What it's going to be is, in that direction of the park, we will be having a wall that will be erected tomorrow morning. At that point on June the 2nd, we will present the children's art, but then there will be professional artists that will be coming throughout the park, and they will be doing the same tile project, but their own concept of it, and that will also be put onto the wall. So each of the schools will have a presentation, but then we'll also have professional artists that will be putting work in. This year is the first year of the Ray Bradbury Dandelion Wine Fine Arts Festival. What we're doing is, it's a spin-off from what we've had in the past. It was a beach blast. It was a dream of Jim Harrington's to bring in professional artists to work with children and to create. Last year they did sand art. This year we decided to take what we typically walk on the ground with, would be tiles in our homes. We're taking them and then creating them into a vista of art. So that's what we're doing with that. We're doing this project because, number one, the city of Waukegan loves Ray Bradbury. We want to honor him as best we can. He has created Greentown into something that, when you're from Waukegan and you read about Greentown, it gives you chills. It's a summer reading book every summer. We love children, and we wanted to give them something that helps them to grow. Reading is one of the most important things we can give our children. Art is also so very important. So what we do is we're mixing the two in hopes that it will give these children another step toward loving art and loving reading. There's a partnership. The partnership for Waukegan community consists of the Waukegan Public Library, the Waukegan Park District, and that includes the cultural arts, the recreation, and the marketing department, the Waukegan Township Supervisor's Office, Shimer College, Waukegan Public Schools. It's most of our municipalities within Waukegan, and also some other organizations that have bought into the partnership for Waukegan.
Interagency cooperation has taken off, and we have wonderful relationships with the city, the school district, the park district, and the township. And in a city that's hurting, when we combine our resources, we can do so much more and get so much more publicity. So that's really exciting on an agency level. For the children of the community, there is the added advantage of being exposed to art projects, in settings. I think no child will forget what they're doing today over at Bowen Park. Creating live art and tying it to a book. So they're bringing to life the books they read. So some of the kids I was talking to, one was doing Charlotte's Web. I saw Hop on Pop. I saw Dandelion Wine. I saw all different books. So they were painting what the book means to them. And that brings reading to life. And that's our goal here, bringing reading to life.
The thing that is so important is that all of these organizations are working together for the betterment of not only the city, but the children in the city. And focusing on such things as art and reading, we feel that that's so important for their growth. This is going to continue on. This is our first annual event. I don't think we would have titled it first annual. We would have just said Fine Arts Festival. It's going to go on, and we want to continue to honor Ray Bradbury and what he has given us in Greentown.
There's exciting marketing news in libraries all across the country, and even in some other countries too. We're all working together to create a national, international library brand. It's called At Your Library. Let's have a look at Deborah Davis recently when she talked to people at the North Suburban Library System about the At Your Library campaign.
The Campaign for America's Libraries, also known as At Your Library, is a 5-year public education initiative sponsored by the American Library Association and libraries across the country to talk loudly and clearly about the value of libraries and librarians in the 21st century. Libraries all across the country are getting involved in the Campaign for America's Libraries, which is really exciting. And these libraries represent libraries of all types: public libraries, school libraries, academic libraries, and special libraries, large and small, urban and rural, public and private, which is a really wonderful thing. Libraries are really getting involved in many different ways. The thing that's tying all these libraries together is the At Your Library brand, which really unifies the activities of libraries across the country. Libraries are getting involved with the campaign by using At Your Library on promotional pieces, in brochures, on flyers, on their websites. They're using the key campaign messages in their speeches, in their press releases, on other promotional materials, and are really opening their doors to say to the public, come see what's new at your library. This summer, the American Library Association is launching a new website, and that address is www.atyourlibrary.org. And that website will be providing all kinds of information about the campaign for America's Libraries, about the variety of libraries and librarians that are out there, and will provide all kinds of quotable facts and interesting information about what's going on at our nation's libraries. And I hope that everybody will check out that site and come see what's new at your library.
Last year, a colleague of mine at North Suburban was having a conversation with a friend of hers who works at the U.S. Department of Energy. This person who works at the Department of Energy was saying that they were looking for ways to publicize news about the Human Genome Project. Well, my colleague, being a librarian, said, have you thought about publicizing it through public libraries? The woman from the Department of Energy said, no, we never thought of that. And so my colleague wrote a grant proposal to the U.S. Department of Energy that was funded, and that's the reason that the North Suburban Library System and 11 libraries in our area are publicizing the Genome Project to people in this area. We see it as a model of collaboration that we hope will be emulated across the country, not only on the Genome Project, but on other interesting projects as well, where we need to really get the word out. Now, you might think the genome is new, but it's not really. You've all heard of Charles Darwin, Origin of Species, and maybe you've heard of Mendel. Remember his pea experiments when you took high school biology? Actually, this is a new book that's just come out about Mendel called The Monk in the Garden. These two were contemporaries, and they were both the ones who first talked about or posited the idea of something like genomes. Public libraries are a perfect way to disseminate information about something like the Genome Project, which not only is interesting in itself, but also has significant and serious social implications. We've had focus groups in all of the 11 communities, and we've taken what people said to heart. We're hearing back, we're going to present programs, and in a variety of ways be responsive as well as being educational. I'd like to point out, too, that this project is a wonderful example of cooperation and partnership. It's the North Suburban Library System, which is a state-funded agency, the U.S. Department of Energy, and 11 libraries which are locally funded. In this way, we're hearing, we're listening, we're talking, we're giving information, we're following up on what ordinary people have to say about the human genome. Here's a list of the 11 libraries who'll be working on the Human Genome Project. There's probably one in your area. Now stay with us. We're going to the Skokie Public Library. They're one of our kickoff libraries for this exciting initiative.
Just take those good books off the shelf. I can't read them all by myself. Your local library's got it all, you know. 'Cause summer reading's so fun, let's go. Maybe you might like Oliver Twist, or Daniel Steele where the lady gets kissed. Stephen King will scare your soul. 'Cause summer reading's so fun, let's go. Interview vampires with Anne Rice, or hang with Arthur or the Three Blind Mice. You can read about the Cat in the Hat. Summer reading is where it's at.
I'm here with Pat Grow, Coordinator of Community Services here at the Skokie Public Library. So Pat, what's so great about libraries being involved in the Human Genome Project?
Sarah, this is a topic you may have noticed that is growing in importance. There have been television programs about it, radio interviews, newspaper stories, and as a result, the general public have a lot of questions that are not being answered, and this is a perfect chance for the library to jump in and provide whatever answers we can through books, through programs, through book discussions, etc. So I think it's a perfect venue for us.
I understand that Skokie, along with a couple of other libraries in this area, had focus groups. So if you know their questions, why did you want to have focus groups?
We wanted to find out what questions were the dominant ones, particularly in our community. And indeed, there were, as you mentioned, many focus groups, and it was interesting to us as to how the issues differed from community to community. In our community, there were a lot of issues about privacy, about access to insurance, about access to medical records, that kind of thing. In fact, we had a little bit more negative take than some of the other focus groups in some of the other libraries.
So there were concerns that maybe we're, as a community of people, delving into something with the Genome Project that we ought not be doing?
That, on the part of some, probably more the possibility that the government in its social policies is not ahead of the game, and that the science will outstrip protections that the government might be able to put in place.
Very interesting. Well, that puts, in a way, as you say, a social overlay over just finding out more about the Human Genome Project.
Exactly. There, of course, were some concerns that we shouldn't be playing God. I suppose we, meaning the human race. But I would say that there were not a lot of people coming down that road. There were more people who were talking about what fascinating science this was and looking to the possibility of disease prevention down the road, that kind of thing. So definitely there were positive aspects, but there were fears. I think a lot hooking into just the general discontent with the country about access to medical insurance and medical care.
So that's very interesting that the focus groups took that turn. And you say that was more so with the focus group from Skokie.
That's correct. I think in other focus groups, not that this wasn't brought up, but they went down other roads, and it was fascinating how it differed from community to community. So I'm glad we had the variety of groups we had.
Well, thank you very much, and all good wishes to you on this project. I'm here with Corey Ginsberg at the Skokie Public Library. Corey is the coordinator of the Human Genome Project here at Skokie. So Corey, tell me what's so important about the Human Genome Project here at Skokie.
Well, it's important everywhere, but we are happy to be among those who have been chosen to participate in this. The Human Genome Project is vital to every person in many, many ways, and happily, the North Suburban Library System has gotten a grant to allow us to do that. There are 11 libraries in the North Suburban Library System who are participating in this, and ours is the kickoff program, and it's going to be on July 11th at the Center for the Performing Arts in Skokie, otherwise known as the Center East. That's right.
I think that's right across from Old Orchard.
It's right across from Old Orchard, next to the Doubletree Hotel. And we are having a wonderful program. Amara Tapp of WBEZ fame, and among many other things, is going to coordinate it. And we are having Lynn Fleischer, who is an attorney in Chicago, who deals with genetic disputes, I guess. And then Pilar Osario. She was an assistant professor of law and medical ethics at the University of Wisconsin, Dr. Eugene Pergament, director of the reproductive genetics program at Northwestern University, and John E. Terrell, curator of anthropology at the Field Museum and chair of the International Genetics and Health Collaboratory.
So it sounds pretty exciting.
It's going to be very exciting. They will discuss from their expertise what this is all about, and then there will be questions from the audience. And as I said, Mara Tapp will be the moderator.
And tell me again what time it starts.
It will be at from 7 until 9.
So we can get into all of those pressing issues like the privacy and the science of it all, as well as those social policy questions.
Yes, indeed we will. And also I want to tell people that it's open to the public and there is no charge and no tickets are required.
So this is kind of the kickoff program for the whole program in the North Suburban area. But what else is the Skokie Public Library going to do? You're going to buy books or have movies? What else?
We have begun to accumulate books on the subject. We have a large collection already. We are also going to, on October 4th, do a book discussion of the book Genome by Matt Ridley, which has been published in 1999, so it's much has been done since it's been published. But he takes a philosophical approach, which is an overview and makes people realize the excitement and interest in this very arcane subject.
But now, is that a hard book to read? I'll tell you, I'm a fiction writer. Is that going to be hard for me?
Well, parts of it will be difficult, but those parts can be skipped. His ideas of overarching philosophical ideas, I think, are what we would like to discuss. It is interesting that the human genome embodies both our universality and our uniqueness. The genes we carry link us to all of life on Earth, and 99.9% of them we have in common with chimpanzees.
My goodness, that's pretty interesting.
But beyond that, several decimal places later, we have the genes that make us human, all human. And a few more after that make us unique. And since this is a library-sponsored event, I feel called upon to say that we each have our own barcode or ISBN number. And so both individuality and universality are the themes of this. And I believe that that has far-reaching implications for everyone.
Well, thank you very much, Corey.
Sure.
Obviously, you're the right person to coordinate this project.
Well, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks for being with us today for What's New in Libraries. Remember to visit your library and find out what's new at your library.
Dress the chicken. Ooh. So, I don't know what to dress this chicken in, but I found a few things lying around the house. And I thought, well, maybe the chicken would look good in this. You help me dress my chicken? Oh, I see. Thank you so much. What do you think? Oh, I like yellow. I have a bonnet, too. My God. Oh, it's such a good fit. It's a little drafty out here, so there. I think Mrs. Oops, she would like this. Sorry, Fred. I think Mrs. Rogers would be pleased with my chicken, don't you?